Hello, my name is Chris and today I would like to talk about other people. Specifically, I'd like to talk about other people that we may be spending time with over the Christmas holidays. Even more specifically, I'd like to talk about those people that we're spending time with over the Christmas holidays who may trigger some kind of emotional response in us that drives us closer to a relapse. The people that may upset us or make us feel bad and make us think, you know what, screw this, I need a cigarette or a drink to cope with this. Or it may just be the kind of people who just absolutely drive us crazy, who stress us out, who again make us feel like, you know what, I've just got to go, I've got to get some alcohol, I've got to get some cigarettes because this is too much for me to deal with. I'll share a little bit about how I get myself into the right kind of mindset to deal with the kind of people who may stress me out over Christmas, and I'll also share with you a few practical things that I do as well just to help keep myself sane, sober and smoke free over the holidays. Before I do, thank you so much to everyone who came to spend time with me on the last live stream of 2021, which was last Saturday. I had a wonderful time chatting with you, as I always do. It's so great to catch up with you and hear how you're doing on your journey. The next live stream will be on Saturday, January the 22nd, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. UK time. Thanks to my wonderful friend Vicky, who runs our Finding Freedom Facebook group, I now know what time that is in certain places in the United States, and I'll put that in the description below. But for today, just for today, let's talk about other people. Christmas is often presented as this magical, beautiful time where we get together with friends and family and loved ones, and it's all this beautiful fairy tale stuff. We sing carols around the piano and open presents under the tree and have this wonderful family dinner, and everybody loves one another and it's magical. And for some people that may be. But for many others it is anything but. Spending time with friends and family and loved ones can be stressful, can be emotional, can be upsetting. And I figured the best way for me to talk about how we deal with this over the holidays, I have no idea what's going on with my arms right now, by the way. The best way to deal with this over the holidays is for me to talk about my own experiences with my own family. I love my family very much. I have the best relationship with them today that I've had in years, but I had to work on that. I did. For many years I felt very ostracised by my family, very, as if they didn't understand me, they didn't accept me. I felt very much like the proverbial black sheep of the family. And it used to frustrate me to no end. And I used to say, it's okay if they have their philosophies and values and beliefs that are different from mine, but it's not okay that they don't accept mine. It's not fair that they don't accept mine. It's not fair that I am feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. And I figured the more and more and more and more I tell myself this, the more upset, frustrated, stressed out I'm going to get. And this was all on me and my expectations. If I have 20 years of hard evidence that this is the way that people are, it becomes unreasonable for me to expect them to change just to suit me and what I want. Of course it would be wonderful if they did, but I accept that people are the way that they are for a myriad of reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with me. Their own childhood experiences, their own experiences out in the world make people the way they are. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad people. That's something that I've very much come to understand, that just because somebody isn't treating me necessarily the way that I want to be treated doesn't necessarily mean that they are a bad person. It is different, of course, if they are mean, cruel and deliberately unkind with the intention of being hurtful, then yeah, they're probably pretty shitty people. But most of the time I find that it isn't that. It is that people are the way they are, and that's just different from the way I am. And when I come to accept that, I can view these other people in my life with a little more patience, compassion and consideration, and understand that if they are stressing me out, and if they are upsetting me, and if they are giving me these emotional reactions, they're probably not doing it deliberately. They're probably not. It's just a personality clash. It's just that we're very different people. But of course that doesn't solve the problem of, okay, I understand that you're not trying to piss me off, but you still are. So what can I do about it? You know, and again, I've learned, you know, to practice patience. So I can practice patience and empathy with these people. I can understand that the way people treat you says more about them than it does about you. I can understand that the way people act around me is about them and often has nothing to do with me. You know, these are, you know, the other people are living their lives the best way that they know how and in the only way that they are capable. And if I'm getting emotionally upset about it, that's me. That's me and not necessarily them. You know, and I remember that, you know, as I said in the live stream on Saturday, if I'm allowing people to push my buttons to the extent that I am saying, screw this, I'm having a drink or a cigarette, then I am giving people a power and control over me that they don't deserve and have no right to. No other human being on this planet deserves to make me drink or smoke. That is taking my power of choice away from me. Because I'm saying, you did this, you drove me to the point that I'm so upset that I'm going to throw away my sobriety, I'm going to throw away all the hard work that I did having a cigarette, because you did this to me. Those people don't deserve that. I deserve to be smoke-free and sober, and I get to choose to stay so. So when I'm practicing patience and empathy with people, it's allowing me to stay in control. It is allowing me to make those decisions of going, you are being kind of annoying. You are making me feel emotional in some way. But I'm not going to let you. As much as I may love you, you know, you may annoy me, but I still love you. But as much as I have all these feelings for you, I'm not going to let you make me drink today. I'm not going to let you make me smoke today. But even still, I'm a human being. And my limits of patience and empathy are not infinite. They only go so far, and people, you know, not necessarily through any fault of their own, but if people push me through those limits, I need to do something to make sure that I am safe, sane, sober, and smoke-free. And quite often that means being preemptive and proactive. Quite often that means setting boundaries and managing other people's expectations, what they can expect from me. You know, I just said earlier, it's probably unreasonable for me to say, you have to behave a certain way because if you don't, I'm going to get upset and stressed and probably smoke. Because those people have got their own stuff going on. But the expectations I can control, we say, okay, this is what you can expect from me, this is when you can expect to see me, this is what my plans are over Christmas. You know, it may be that there's a party or an event, or it's like Christmas Day with family, and I think, okay, all day Christmas Day is probably too much. So I'm going to say to them, look, I'm going to come and I'm going to spend Christmas with you, and I'm going to focus on that little gap and make it as nice as possible. But I may have to go out and see a friend, or I may have to go out and do this. And I always say I may have to, rather than I absolutely have to. Because that means that, do you know what, if things are going well and I'm happy and content, I don't have to go anywhere, I can stay and enjoy this. If I say I may have to, it avoids me saying I have to leave at 3 o'clock. You know, whereas for other people, saying I have to leave at 3 o'clock may well be the best thing. I'm going to come and see you in the afternoon, but by 3 I have to leave, because I know from my experiences of how much I've spent time with you, that's as much as I can take. Of course I don't say that, I just say, you know, I've got to go and see someone at 3 o'clock, so, you know, let's make the most of it until then. But I tend not to. I would if that was the case, but I tend to say I may have to go so that I have an out if I need one, but I'm also not tied to this out if I'm actually enjoying myself. You know, and I can say, well, you know, I got invited to spend the whole of Christmas staying with my family, and it was a wonderful, kind and sweet gesture, but I know that within time I'm going to start getting stressed out and I'm going to want my own space, because I like my own space. You know, so I said, look, I politely declined that offer because I've got to do, but, you know, offer a compromise. Instead of doing that, why don't I do this? Why don't I see you then? And work together, rather than me trying to dictate what other people do, rather than letting other people dictate what I do. You know, boundaries can go even further. You know, I think, you know, it's very easy to say all this if we're visiting family or if we're going somewhere. But if we are home and we are having people come to us, or if we just live with people who do already, then I think it's you know, just as important to find a little escape during the day and to take some me time. Even on Christmas Day, even when we're surrounded by family all day, can we take even 10 minutes of me time to just get a break, to just do something that's good for us, to do something that is, you know, a little in the way of self-care. I have already decided that I am spending most of Christmas Day up until late evening with my family. You know, I know exactly how I'm going to do that, but I've also decided that at some point in the middle of the afternoon, I'm going to go for a run. Yes, I'm one of those crazy people that goes for a run on Christmas Day. But I'm going to do it because that is my me time. I'm going to be spending a lot of time around other people that if I spend too much time with them are going to drive me crazy. So I'm saying, do you know what, Christmas Day about 3 o'clock-ish, 2-3 o'clock, I'm going to go for a run and just take an hour away from myself. And if I didn't run, I might say, do you know what, I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk. I'm just going to go and get some fresh air. You know, I may then use the excuse of I've just got to go and pop and see a friend and drop a present off for half an hour. I might just go into another room, put some headphones on and listen to music. I might go and say, do you know what, it's Christmas Day, I'm going to treat myself, I'm going to go and have a bath. You know, because it's Christmas, we all get bath stuff for Christmas, right? Or is that just me? Let's put all the stuff in the bath and just have a bath. It's about finding those little escapes. You know, and I call it an escape. I'm not sure if that's the right term I want to be using, but it's about taking a step back for self-preservation, self-kindness and self-care. You know, and having these escape strategies, these alternative ways of coping with things when times get tough, they're not just useful for the Christmas holiday season, they're useful for pretty much any time of year, which means that the things that we do at other times of year are going to be just as useful to us at Christmas. Yes, you know, as I said in my last video, Christmas isn't just another day. It presents its own unique challenges and situations for so many of us. But if there's something that was working when, you know, just see this as another challenge, another obstacle to overcome, if that's how it feels. And whatever works for you to overcome the last obstacles, stick with that. And that may be simply that you go back to, you know, one of the most important and powerful things that we can do for ourselves when we're quitting smoking or getting sober is to remind ourselves why the heck we're on this journey in the first place. You know, as I said many, many times, none of us, I don't think, do this for a laugh. We're not on this journey because we're bored, or because we thought it'd be a silly thing to do, or because we wanted to impress someone. We're on this journey for us because we deserve our health, our happiness and our freedom. And sometimes just knowing that can give us that extra strength to power through when things are getting stressful and tense and tough. Yes, it is Christmas. Yes, I'm supposed to be having a nice time, but this one person is driving me crazy. But I'm not going to allow them to make me have a cigarette or a drink, because I know that I owe it to that part of me that really, really wanted this. And I want to be able to get through to the other side of this day, or even this entire holiday period, knowing that I did the very best that I could to honour the decision that I made to do something good for myself. And when I get to the other side of that, then I can have something to celebrate, and and that in itself might help us get through, to have something as a reward or a celebration at the end. I'm spending Christmas with my family, but I know Christmas night I have a date with my girlfriend, and I'm very much looking forward to that, because that is my, that's going to be me time. That's going to be something nice for me, that is absolutely not going to be stressful. And I know if I'm going through my day and I'm thinking, this is tough, this is kind of hard, but I'm not going to smoke or have a drink, because then that's going to ruin the enjoyment of the other thing. And if I didn't have that going on, I might say, well, I'm going to do Christmas with my family, but then when that's done, I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to have a duvet day and watch Netflix and eat all the crappy Christmas food, or I'm going to go for a walk and go for a run, which is actually way better for me than eating all the crappy Christmas food. I'm going to give myself something I can look forward to go, yeah, all I've got to do is just get through this and deal with these people, and then I get to do something that's just for me. And the final thing, even though there's so much more I could talk about on this, is if we do have people in our lives who are difficult, who are going to make Christmas stressful or emotional, is to think, okay, well, is there anybody else that I could spend time with or talk to who isn't like that, who is going to help me and make me feel better? Whether it's a friend or a family member, if we're spending time with family, it's like, I get on with most of them, but there's this one person that really sort of triggers me all the time. Can I plan to be kind to them and be civil to them, but can I say, I want to spend my Christmas focusing on spending time with this person. We all may be in the same house, but I'm going to devote my attention and my love and my energy to this person because they're nice and they make me feel good and I make them feel good, hopefully. Or can I just nip away and phone a friend, or can I check in with the Finding Freedom group, or is there somebody else out there that isn't going to give me this reaction, that can just lend a, even if not a bit of moral support if you don't actually know what you're going through, but just someone, to reassure you that, yeah, actually it's okay to spend some time with people, and I'm not going to have these responses. Speaking of the Finding Freedom group, as we're wrapping up this video, it is at facebook.com/group/findingfreedom1. And as I say all the time, we have this wonderful community of people at all different stages of their quit smoking journey, celebrating one another's successes, helping to lift one another up when times do get tough. I love the group. I read every comment. Sometimes I'm kind of in a rush because I have just so many things going on, but I read every single comment. I reply when I can. I am not normally the most active member in the group. It is one of my New Year's resolutions to be more so. What I am going to say is I am going to monitor Finding Freedom a lot more closely over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day particularly, and possibly over New Year and New Year's Day as well. And I will be responding to comments as best as I can over those periods. So if you are having a tough time with the holidays and you need to reach out, you need to vent, you need some advice or words of encouragement, whatever it is, I'm sure there will be other people around too, but I want you to know that I will be there and I will do my very best to reply to everyone over the Christmas period. And then into the new year as well. Hopefully, that is my New Year's resolution. I hope I can make it stick. that is Finding Freedom. The next live stream, as I said, is on Saturday, January the 22nd. It is 6:30 p.m. UK time, and there go my lights. I don't know why my lights have just gone off. It's gone very dark. Let's wrap up this video. Here is my book. It is called Quit Smoking and Be Happy, available in print from Amazon and in ebook form as well. I'm going to go and figure out what's happened to the electricity. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.